Yo guys, what is up? BossMouse26 back with a new breakdown video for you guys. So this is going to be breaking down The Ones Who Live, episode number 4, title What We. And before I get into this guys, I'm super grateful for everyone that has went and checked out my other videos I have on my channel. I have so many, of the 3 episodes that I've broken down, as well as just my different vlogs and my live streams. So yeah guys, make sure you guys still are tuned in. I made this custom banner for me, and I hope that you guys do enjoy the different content that I bring out, because I love doing this different stuff for you guys. But yeah guys, let's get into episode 4, me talking about it and discussing it, giving my thoughts and opinions on it. So, the opening scene has Rick and Michonne jump out of the helicopter, as we saw in the at the end of the 3rd episode, which was the years gone by. Yeah, guys, so they arrive at a random location, which is pretty much like a safe house, I would assume. It might be something to do with Michonne, where she might have been staying before actually finding Rick at the community that he was captured at. And then it goes to the credits, and then after the credits it shows Rick and Michonne at the safe house, and then it brings up that Michonne states, "We need a timeout," which I thought was actually a really cool way of just saying that they needed this time. They needed to get away and actually talk and discuss stuff. Because honestly, I don't think Michonne was really in the greatest mindset with her different ways of talking to Rick and trying to get through to him. So they talk about, and this is a big one, guys, is they discuss, Michonne finally tells Rick that they have a second kid aside from Judith, which was RJ, obviously, Rick Jr., and yes, I'm going off, I have like a whole brick again of text, so it says that Rick and Michonne were talking about they have 2 kids, but Rick is so deeply in fear from the CRM tracking them down and killing his family. Jadis is brought up again on how she had saved Rick at the riverbank at the end of when he had blown up the bridge, and that's when that whole thing happened. And then it shows that a crashed helicopter was on the side of the building, and they say that we can go home. They think, Michonne states, we can go home, but they think we'll have died in that helicopter. But Rick is still in fear from them and can't snap out of it. Which, honestly, guys, I think Rick is literally still in that mindset of just being fearful for his family at Alexandria, and for Michonne and the safety of his children. And then Michonne says, "You know your son, the one that you've been asked, that you've never asked anything about. He calls you, quote unquote, the brave man, and states, quote unquote, your people killed Nat," which implicates that Michonne thinks that Rick is with them, with the CRM, and just has to be stuck with them. But for me, I think, well, I'll go on a little bit later. And then Rick says that those aren't my damn people, which I think was very interesting, because he's been with this group, with the CRM, for quite a while. Ever since he got taken from the burning boat, or from the burning bridge and the explosion, and then Jade is saving him. That's all he's known, is he's been with that group of people. He lost his hand. There were so many different implications that goes into that. And Michonne's main purpose is to finally break through to Rick about their family that they still have back at Alexandria. And then it pretty much just shows that Rick and Michonne are continuing to argue, and Michonne states that she's pretty much done if Rick's not gonna snap out of it and go back to their family. And then an eerie shot out. So Rick is in the apartment. He stays there for quite a couple of seconds, I would say, and it shows that Rick finally snaps out of it and goes after Michonne. Then an eerie shot after Rick walks out of the room to go get her. It shows a helicopter in the distance coming to them, and they both are running from some zombies in the hallway after the helicopter starts attacking the building. So I'm assuming this is the CRM. They need to kill Rick and Michonne because they think that, okay, Rick's a liability now because he ran away, he escaped. But that's kind of how I see it as. This is just my breakdown, guys. If you guys don't like it, that's fine. Everyone has their own opinion. Everyone has their own breakdowns. So if you guys are enjoying it, guys, drop a like on the video, and also don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below. And then, so after the helicopter attacked the building, they're trying to walk through the crumbling building from all the zombies. It shows some dead person that left a note after they committed. That's all I'm going to say. It's a lot of... in this episode, there's a lot of back and forth between Rick and Michonne, arguing back and forth. But it just seems like Michonne's obviously heated on wanting to escape, and Rick is still hard-minded about not being able to leave the CRM. And then it shows a very cool scene with Rick and Michonne fighting walkers in a walkway, and they are still arguing back and forth as they have been this whole episode, which I think is just ridiculous because, well, I'm not going to spoil it. I'll just leave it at that. And then Michonne gets trapped by a falling chandelier, and they are fighting off walkers, which was a cool scene to watch. Like the chandelier dropping down on Michonne and Rick's kind of trying to save her. And he was able to get her out, and they get back to that room again because there's nowhere to go. And then they have some quote-unquote fun time together and get to see where... And then Michonne finally sees Rick's arm where they cut it off, like right there. She sees the little kind of appendage that's sticking out there. And guys, this was such a cool episode because Carl is brought back up in this episode, which I thought was super cool of them to do. And they're talking about Carl's finally mentioned with the fact that Rick thinks he was trying to protect his family. And quote-unquote, they took Carl. This is Rick speaking to Michonne. They took Carl, which is when he brings up that he could meet up with Carl in his dreams, which I thought was actually a very interesting scene about Rick talking about Carl and how he's actually able to remember Carl, even in this crazy spin-off show. It's still brought up that Carl is still on his mind, which I thought was awesome. Carl is definitely one of my favorite characters in The Walking Dead, up until he was eventually killed off and left the show. But that was super cool to see Carl talked about in this episode. And then they keep on talking back and forth, and Rick finally agrees that they need to get away. They need to escape the CRM. Well, he needs to escape the CRM, and it shows Rick and Michonne finally deciding to escape together as they get out of the building, and they find a car, which I thought was actually interesting. It was kind of funny. A little funny scene is Rick and Michonne both get in the truck, and I believe it was Michonne. Yeah, no, it was Rick that stated, "Oh, I can't drive stick," because it was a stick, because it was a stick car, which I thought was pretty funny. And then we see them driving off away from there, and I believe the last thing that Rick says is, "We can make this whole damn world ours if we want to," which I thought, ending this episode, it really gives a lot of interesting things when it comes to what's going to happen in the last 2 episodes, which, guys, I could not say enough. There's only 2 more episodes of this series. I'm super pumped about it. I'm hoping that they end the show like they should. And eventually I will have like my own breakdown video of what I think will happen in the last episode, but that'll come out actually after the upcoming episode, which I thought it was really cool how they were able to do it, and how they were able to give Rick and Michonne that hope that Michonne gives Rick that hope that they need to be able to escape. And I thought that was awesome, guys. So, if you guys did enjoy this breakdown, I know it was a pretty quick and short one, but if you guys enjoy my breakdowns, hit that like button for me. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below. And stay tuned, guys, to my YouTube channel, because I will continue on with bringing out videos. I will continue on with bringing out live streams. I'm wanting to keep bringing out all those awesome, the awesome content that I've been putting into my YouTube channel. So stay tuned, guys. But thank you all so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy it, definitely hit that like button. Definitely hit that subscribe button as well. And this has been the 4th episode of the Ones Who Live breakdown video for me. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you all so much for tuning in. And make sure you guys still stay tuned, because I will be going live most likely, I want to say, either tomorrow night or Tuesday night. But we'll kind of see what happens. This week it might be a little bit tough doing live streams and whatnot, but we'll see what happens. So thank you all so much for tuning in. I appreciate every single one of my subscribers, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace out, guys.